Hey, what's up everybody? So we're back here with some more tips, tricks, and cheats on this new game, Star Wars Commander. So we're going to be focusing all on units and how to attack, what units are good, what you want to upgrade ASAP. So first we'll go ahead and look here at this. This is the factory. This is something that is crucial. You have all your big costing units in here. You first start off with this speeder bike. And the speeder bike really doesn't do much. Its favorite target is infantry. This is a unit you kind of, don't want to, waste your time with. It costs 6 spaces to make, which is part of the reason why it's not very good. The next unit you unlock is the AT-ST Walker. This is what you're going to be building in the beginning of the game when you don't have access to anything else. You're going to be building a couple of these. These guys are fairly strong. They're stronger than a bunch of Stormtroopers gathered together. They do only attack the closest target, so again, that's pretty stupid AI there. But the big thing that you want to do is you want to get your factory here to level 3, because at level 3 you unlock this, the 2M hover tank. This unit is impressive. This is a beast of a unit. This right here, his favorite target is turrets, so it goes after all your enemy towers and turrets. It has a slowish move speed, but it has a massive amount of HP, and it does a ton of damage as well. It does cost 10 units to make, but it is well worth the cost. And the only downside to using these guys is the rocket turrets. So these guys over here, these rocket turrets do a massive amount of damage to units, but unfortunately their favorite target is infantry. So if you spawn a couple of those tanks, the M2 tanks, with a couple infantry units, the rocket turrets will actually just go after the infantry, and your M2 tanks will be safe. The next thing that you want to do is, so you want to get your factory up to level 3 ASAP. That's got to be one of the very first things that you do. The next thing we're going to talk about is the barracks, which is the other training troop. So this is your ground infantry. You start off with Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are your basic grunt units. They have, laser guns on them, so they do a good amount of damage. They're very effective in big groups, almost like a big Zerg. So if you drop down 30 of those, it's going to be pretty effective until you run into mortars. And these are the mortars over here. You got to get familiar of what these look like. These mortars will just tear those Stormtroopers up like there's no tomorrow. So those are the weaknesses of the Stormtroopers. They also have extremely low HP. Their unit cost does increase fairly rapidly as well. You can see it's doing 90, and they have a bad AI system. Their favorite target is anything that is close to them, so they just attack the random things. Bright side, they cost 23 seconds to make, so they're very quick to make. At level 2 here, you actually get a nice unit. You get this guy right here. You get the Phase 2 Dark Trooper, and he is a stronger, more smart, more intelligent, like Stormtrooper. He goes after turrets. He uses 4 unit capacity. So in the beginning of the game, you're going to be using a lot of these guys, probably 5 to 6 of these guys, and then a few Stormtroopers to back up your army to go and slaughter everything, because the M2 tank is actually a level 3 unit over in the factory there, which will take a little bit longer to get, but you do want to get the tank and the Phase 2 Dark Trooper as soon as possible, and then start upgrading these guys as soon as possible, because these guys are very, very effective. Again, the Phase 2 Dark Trooper is weak to the mortar, so you do want to kind of scatter some Stormtroopers possibly up first, and then use the Phase 2 Dark Trooper. So the next troop you get at level 3 is the Scout, and the Scout is absolutely crap unit. You do not want to use it. Horrible, horrible, horrible stats. The only good thing it has for it is the movement speed. It's a little bit faster than the Stormtrooper. At level 4, you do unlock the Dewback Trooper, and this is one of the best units in the game. You want to get to level 4 here as soon as possible. We have a couple of our buildings leveling up to level 4, and it should be done very soon. The reason why they go after the closest target, which again is pretty bad, but they have an area splash effect. So it means it does extra damage. So if someone's going to put walls around buildings and things like that, this will be able to take out multiple walls at the same time. It also only costs 3 unit capacity, and it is stronger than the Stormtroopers. It has more life, more damage per second, and it also has more movement speed. Overall, this is a way better Stormtrooper, and you actually get a cool looking unit. The downside is that it does take a little bit longer. Still not that long. It takes 42 seconds to make. And again, this is level 1 Dewback Trooper. So you are going to want to be getting to level 4 here and making the Dewback Troopers. At level 5, you unlock the Repair Droid. And this is a really, really good unit. This is a healer class unit. So it actually heals vehicles. You'll get to play around with these in the campaign mode and test them out against, I believe it's the Jawas. And you use 2 of these guys with a elite hero, an ATST, and 2 of these guys in him. He takes out the entire base, no problem, no questions asked. So these guys are pretty cheap. They cost 4 unit spots, and they're only 21 seconds to make. Downside is they have a low amount of 2000 HP is very, very low. The damage per second is actually heal per second, so it's going to heal 400. Then moving on up, you're going to the Heavy Stormtrooper, and this will take some time to unlock. Again, this does the closest target, so you're probably not going to want these guys. They cost 4 unit capacity, so they are very, very expensive. Their damage is standard, so really there isn't much to these guys. They have a pretty bad, actually, damage per second, because 4 unit capacity means you could have 4 Stormtroopers, and 4 Stormtroopers would do a lot more damage per second than this, and the 4 Stormtroopers would also have a lot more HP than this. So there's a lot of balancing issues here. Several units suck. The Heavy Stormtrooper is a crappy unit. You do not want to use him. At level 7, you get a Sniper Trooper. So this guy actually targets heroes, is his favorite target. He costs 7 to make. He has a very low amount of HP, 2800, but he does a huge amount of damage, 701. And it says down here, Sniper Troopers are specialist units pulled from the Scout Trooper ranks and trained to use E11 blaster rifles fitted for long-range combat. They excel at destroying infantry, vehicles, and heroes, but have low health and mobility. So these guys are going to have long-range effects, and of course that's what a sniper does. So these guys can be effective. They're going to stay back and snipe. Go and take a look here over at the Stormtrooper and read this guy over here just to see if I didn't miss anything. They say heavy weaponry, carry extreme powerful rapid fire blaster weapons designed to level whatever they encounter. They trade this increased offense with decreased defense, however, so screen for them with more durable units. Again, the Heavy Stormtrooper has no beneficial effects. A really crappy unit. And then here we go. We have the last unit, the Shock Trooper. This one you get for completing the campaign. Shock Troopers are elite troops pulled from the Stormtrooper corps and equipped with a powerful rocket launcher designed to break down multiple walls from long range. They deal very high damage to walls, but are very slow and have trouble destroying turrets. So they do, again, area splash effect, which is great. They only cost 4 to create. They do have a fairly low HP, and they have a favorite target here of the headquarters. So probably not going to be that effective of a unit. So again, the units that you're going to want to get and unlock are right here. The level 4 Dewback Trooper. These guys are going to be your bread and butter for the most part of the game, along with the M2 tanks. So these guys over here, the M2 tanks, that right there, that combination will be a great offensive raid group. And then now, let's not forget, at level 4 headquarters, you do unlock a hero command center. So here you can actually build some great heroes. And this is a veteran ATST This one is a beast of a unit. It attacks rapid fire, 4,200 damage per second, has a good amount of health, 22,000. So you combine this with some droid units, and you have a very, very powerful hero unit that is hard to kill. The downside is it attacks the closest units. It only takes 1 unit capacity, and you can only use this in player versus player campaigns, and it also does take a very, very long time to actually build. 3 minutes and 50 seconds, which is like forever in this game. If you're used to Clash of Clans time, that is nothing. The next hero you unlock is the Elite AT-AT. His favorite target is a shield generator, which really doesn't do much for you. You're not going to be running into too many of those early on in the game. And we're going to have to see how he plays out later on in the game. His health and his damage per second isn't as good as the veteran AT-ST, so I don't think you'd be using this guy very much. So constantly make sure that your troops are queued up, ready to go. You always want to over-queue troops, so that way, once you enter the battle, your new troops start creating. You can see here we have 25 Stormtroopers creating, and we have 1 Phase 2 Dark Trooper creating here. The other aspect that you want to do is you want to upgrade your troops. You have a research facility over here, and this makes all your troops stronger. Don't get caught up in the details of upgrading every single troop. You do not need to upgrade the crappy troops. You do not need to upgrade this looter over here. You do not need to upgrade the speed bike. You can see I actually upgraded it just for the heck of it, but that was a mistake. I do not need to upgrade that. I also upgraded the AT-ST Walker. Wasn't a great idea to do that because this guy is not that effective. You're not really going to be using him much. And then you do want to upgrade your veteran AT-ST ASAP. This thing is a beast, and as you can see, the stats just keep getting higher and higher. You are also going to want to upgrade your Stormtroopers in the beginning of the game to get them a little bit stronger, get them a little bit more HP. The only downside to upgrading, your training time actually goes up some, and the training cost goes up dramatically. So you can see we are at level 3. It has gone up 40 training credits already. They started off at 50 credits, and now they cost 90 credits to make, so they are getting quite expensive to use. So if you guys have any questions or comments on the troops, some favorite troops that you like to use or favorite strategies, please let me know down below. If there's anything I made a mistake on or missed, again, please let me know down below, and thanks for watching.